morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, I am here with a very straightforward, very simple message. Stop buying the alternate art Evolving Skies cards. There we go. Nice and simple. Now, it's not going to be a 20-second video, right? I need to explain this a little bit. But my theory here is very, very simple and straightforward. Yes, there are absolutely beautiful special art cards which are coming in Evolving Skies. They are amongst the very best Pokemon cards we have ever seen released at any time, in any set, and they are wonderful. And I know you guys want to get a hold of some of these, and I very much want to get a hold of some of these, and I think you should. But for the love of all that is good and holy, don't buy them now, ladies and gentlemen. This is, and I mean this in a very literal sense of the word, the absolute worst time to go and buy these cards. There is no worse time to buy the cards than right now. Let me explain. So let's take Rayquaza as an example. We all love this Rayquaza card. The artwork on this Rayquaza card is absolutely beyond phenomenal. We are all in love with it, and frankly, we should be. It is a stunning, stunning card. No arguments here whatsoever. However, if I go over to eBay right now, the top two results for buy it nows are $1,192.61. Now, to be fair, this is kind of a mick-taking price, because what we can do is swap it around, and we can actually find that there are buy-it-now versions for, you know, $520 or $650. But even though it's half the price, that is still absolutely absurd. I would be stunned if this ended up as a $500 card. And the thing is, this is selling. Like, there are two which have just sold. The two most recent sold. There was $596 buy it now, and there was a $530 one where the best offer was accepted. So it sold for a little bit less. We don't know exactly how much. There are a couple of others that went nearer to $400, which seems a lot more reasonable. And in a way, it is. You know, $400 is a lot less than $550, $600. But the fact of the matter is, why are you buying them now? And again, I need to make this super clear. There are some people for whom time is of the essence. These are people that really want to get them graded fast, because obviously the first graded ones are also going to be pretty sought after. So there are some people that are buying these as fast as they can, so they can pay for expedited grading, so that they can sell them on as fast as possible, and they can sell the first ever graded ones. And okay, fine, I understand. Although again, don't buy the first graded ones, give it a few months, would ya? But there probably will be somebody that will, so fine. There may be some people that really want to enter tournaments with this card, or that's not actually out and legal yet, and you really want the alternate art. There may be people that are just desperate to own this card and have the disposable income where the price doesn't really matter. There are some people out there for whom the price isn't an issue, and for those people, ignore everything I'm saying, buy your cards, have a wonderful time. For everybody else, just wait, would ya? Because the thing is, Evolving Skies isn't even out yet. Like, pre-releases happened last weekend. Evolving Skies is out on Friday the 27th of August. Which is 10 days from when I'm recording this. Probably slightly less than when I upload it. So, the only ones that are out there at the moment, the only ones that are finding their way onto eBay, are the ones which are pulled at pre-releases. And the supply of those is going to be very, very low. So people are selling for absolute ridiculous mick-take prices. And I know an awful lot of people want to shout simple supply and demand to every single business question, even where it isn't relevant. But just for a moment, let's ignore all the other factors, which is kind of terrible business. But let's do it anyway, just for a moment, just for fun. We are about to see, in about 10 days, a gigantic influx of supply. Because boxes and boxes, thousands and thousands of these boxes are going to be opened up all over the world. And many of these Rayquaza are going to be opened. And a whole bunch of people are going to want to sell it. Which means that eBay is going to start being flooded with these cards. Which means that a bunch of people are going to want to lower the price of their listing so they can actually sell. And that $500-ish at the moment is very, very quickly going to drop. Pretty gosh darn quickly, to be honest with you. I mean, to take an example, I was a pretty lucky dude. When Champion's Path came out, I actually pulled 2 of the shiny Charizard V. I was a very happy man. That was lovely. And I sold both of these for about £400 at the time, which I know sounds very expensive, but at the time the going rate was actually about £450. I deliberately sold it for less because I wanted a quick sale. And 450 sounded a little bit ridiculous. So I sold them for 400 quid. And I'll be honest with you, I sold both of them. And this was right when the set released. This was within about a week of release. I sold them for about £400. And I sold them quickly for £400. I was not sitting around waiting and desperately hoping somebody bought them. I sold it pretty gosh darn quickly. So surely they're still worth about that now? No. Most recent one that sold on eBay was buy it now for 180, but it didn't actually sell for 180. A best offer was accepted. Oh wait, well that must just be an aberration. That person must have got super lucky. No, the one before that was sold for £170. So it's a sub £200 card. Sorry, I know I've gone from dollars to pounds, but I'm using the example of a card I sold, and I sold it in pounds, so this makes more sense. So basically, it is less than half the price now that I sold it for on release. And the deal is really simple. Champion's Path came out, it was stupidly hyped, everyone wanted the Charizards. I realised that everybody wanted the Charizards, so I sold them my Charizards. I sold them for, honestly, a fair bit below what they were generally being sold for at the time. And made very quick sales. Again, the fact that I was selling for only 400, I sold both of them. I listed them on eBay and they were both gone within a day. They sold super quickly. And then I got a bunch of messages from people asking if I still had it, even though it had blatantly sold. It was weird. But it was that good a price. It was significantly cheaper than any others. And now the price has absolutely plummeted. So with that as a nice example, let's go back to Evolving Skies. We are about 2 weeks away from the release. The release is going to see a giant influx of supply, and then over the next few months, more and more is being sold. We have been told that Pokemon are prioritizing celebrations and Evolving Skies. We know that they are working hard to try and make sure they have got sufficient supply of Evolving Skies, which means more and more of these boxes are just going to keep being out there. And more of these Rayquaza are going to keep being pulled. So why does anybody think this is still a decent shout? I mean, if we take the best card that is coming out of a regular set over the past couple of years, we're talking about the Rainbow Rare Pikachu VMAX. That's what we're talking about. That is the one lately. The one from Vivid Voltage. That is the card. That is the one that everybody is after. That is the hype card. And it's a Pikachu, so you know it's going to hold its value. And if we look at the last 3 sold on eBay, one sold for $230, one sold for $250 with a single bid, and one sold for $219 with a single bid. It is a $220 to $250 card. And that is a super hyper rare Pikachu from a set which is probably not going to sell as well as Evolving Skies. I don't have any data for that, but everything's suggesting Evolving Skies will sound better than Vivid Voltage. So, why does anybody think that it's a good idea to pay more than double what you would pay for this Pikachu for a Rayquaza? And the answer is don't. And I could be doing any of the special arts, but Rayquaza's a really hyped one at the moment, so I thought it was a decent shout to just use this as an example. The other one which is really hyped at the moment that everybody desperately wants to try and get a hold of is the Umbreon VMAX. This is another one where people love the alternate art version of it. And again, it's being listed for ridiculous prices, like the three most current auctions on there are $320, nobody's bidding, $500, and $400 bid with an $800 buy it now. And again, don't pay this. Don't get me wrong, right? This Umbreon VMAX, again, deserves to be called one of the most beautiful cards we have ever seen in the history of the game and is absolutely amazing. But the fact of the matter is, it is not going to be a $500 card. There is no way it ends up as a $500 card. And yet, if we look at the last two sold listings, we've got a $400 and a $445, although both of them were best offer accepted, so they didn't actually sell for that much. But still, they sold for probably a pretty hefty amount. And that's kind of my point here. Don't be looking at Japanese prices. Japanese prices aren't the same. If we look at the history of these kind of super chase cards, like the Charizard from Champion's Path, like the Rainbow Rare Pikachu from Vivid Voltage, they don't settle at these ridiculous prices. Even the most hyped cards, the most sought after cards, lately tend to settle around $200. So don't go paying $400, $500 or more for a card which isn't even out yet. Unless there's a specific reason you have to, in which case, obviously, this doesn't apply to you. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. These alternate art cards are amazing, and you absolutely should be looking to pick these up. But wait till they're a sensible price, would ya? That would be lovely. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know your predictions for which are going to be the most expensive cards from Evolving Skies, which are going to hold their values, how much you think they're going to end up being worth, etc., etc. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.